film.
We have such sights to show you.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Devil Made Me View It, a horror podcast. I'm Jesse Spitzer.
I'm J.R. Lees.
And today we are talking about Australian horror movies. Some of my favorite Australian horror movies. And yeah, I think we have three movies we're going to talk about. And I think we should start with Lake Mungo. That feels like a good starter. This is probably in my top 5 favorite movies, just in general.
Yeah.
I really, really like this movie. It is a mockumentary about a young girl who drowns in a lake. Ironically, not Lake Mungo, different lake. And she begins to kind of show up again in photographs taken around the house and things like that, without going into spoilers yet. And yeah, it is the most documentary feeling, not real documentary I've ever seen, I think.
Well, in a time of everyone making found footage where people just found the tape somewhere, this has that polish I'm burnt out. I was burnt out back then on found footage because until it was like the idea was, we found the tapes. Blair Witch did. I love Goldthwait's Willow Creek, where there was the entire cards. When I came to this one kind of late in the game, and it was being a fake documentary. It washed all that away, and it was just like, I know it's a movie, obviously, right. But my subconscious fell for it, and it was like, no, that kind of stuff. This movie got to me. This creeped me out like Ringu levels of being creeped out.
Mm-hmm. So I rewatched it a couple nights ago with my wife, and there's a moment where they just do a quick little snippet interview with like a guy who works at the funeral home and there's just a random shot of him and another guy, older dude, just standing in the funeral home with like the caskets around them. It's just a really quick shot, and then it goes to the next thing. And my wife literally was like, "What was the purpose of that shot?" I was like, "I don't know, but I'm glad it's there." Like it just made it feel more. It's like,
it made it feel more like an actual. It made it more real, because documentary, a narrative film. Every insert shot means, that knife in the floor is going to be somewhere else. It's the propane tanks from the Piranha remake. That's going to come up later on. But those kind of shots, is because you've shot that kind of stuff where, I'm going to put a cool shot of this fire hydrant, and it doesn't mean anything. It just makes it more real. It looks like watching a news footage where they just show the street go by. It's a news file. Yeah. Yeah. And I always have not to interrupt, but I always have Lake Mungo confused with Eden Lake, from the guy that did the. Have you seen Eden Lake?
I've definitely heard that name. I don't remember if I've seen it.
It's a Michael Fassbender, but it's a guy that directed the Speak No Evil thing. So when you brought it up, and it has the word lake, so I'm easily fooled. I'm like, I've just seen it recently. I don't need to watch it again. So then I'm like, again over the weekend, idiot! I'm thinking of the wrong lake movie. so we put on Lake Mungo again, and I'm going, and I've seen this. I'm watching. Like, it still gets to me.
Yeah.
And I was doing it to watch it, to discuss it. So I'm not watching because I'm like, I pick it myself, and I still absolutely get into it and go, and fall and forget what's going to happen, and just
it really just like gets under your skin in a really weird way, and it makes me think so much about like because I can't imagine. So are we going to get into spoilers on these ones?
I think for these, we are.
Okay. So spoiler alert. The moment. So I guess we'll explain. I'll give a really brief, quick explanation of the plot. From beginning to end. Essentially, she went missing. They found her drowned. The dad identifies the corpse and is like, "Yeah, that's for sure her." And then the brother starts to see the sister in photographs and stuff. Well, it turns out that he was manipulating those photographs, and but then there's like a little twist where they're like, oh, I did manipulate this footage, but you can also see this guy is in this shot, which is weird. And that so then it turns out that she was involved in an affair with an adult and his wife. It was their neighbor, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So then through finding that, they end up finding some footage of her like burying her phone, and then they find the phone, and on the phone there's footage of her running into herself at like her own dead body walking towards her at Lake Mungo, which for people that don't know, Lake Mungo is a real place, but it's a dried out lake. So it's not actual what you would imagine to be a lake. Yeah, and the idea of that is so upsetting. Just like the idea of running into yourself dead.
Yeah.
And the way it is shot is it's so good. That moment is so scary where it's just really, I mean, it's 2005 cell phone footage, so it's very pixelated, and you just kind of see what looks like a light out in the distance, just like kind of slowly coming towards the camera. And it isn't until like, I don't know how it's done so perfectly, but it's not till like the last second that it kind of like freezes once the two objects meet, and you just see her corpse, which you had seen prior in the movie. And yeah, it's just, then there's this sound effect that plays, and it's all just done so well. And from that moment that I saw that for the first time till like the end of the movie, it's just like I feel like I don't know. It just puts me in this like weird headspace of like, man, I can't even imagine. And then what's really bizarre, and I can't explain this, but there's a post credit. Did you see the post credit?
Oh, I didn't think that.
So there's speculation online about what it actually is. It's a still image of Alice at Lake Mungo, and you don't see her face. It's just her silhouette, and then there's lightning that's flashing periodically that kind of lights up the whole scene. And the speculation I've seen online is that is the cell phone footage from the opposite perspective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the idea of that, I don't know why, I still, like, at night sometimes, I'll just think about that still frame with that flashing light, and I just get the chills. Like, something about just being alone in a dried up lake bed with, your dead corpse. It's just, I don't know. It's so bizarre.
But and see, this is the one that, oh man, that's going to bug me tonight when I get up to as old man P at 2 a.m. and go, wait a minute. What if I'm already in the bathroom dead in the tub? Yeah.
Right.
It's this one. It's once you watch this and it creeps you out so much, it kind of ruins you for narrative movies for a little bit. Cause you're like, just the way it's done, and you're watching it, and it's a whole different format. And it only works like if you did this as a straight story, I don't know if it work as well. It's the fact that everything's seated in your head, and and then the ending with the cell phone camera, because you've seen it before, and then you're in your head, you're still, when you saw it, half an hour ago, and then you're watching it, and then you realize what they're saying to you, like the exact same second when you're supposed to find out, because it's done. It's like it's feeding it to you, but it's not,
Yeah.
So when you hit both your like little pleasure center, because I'm smart, I figured it out, and then you're like, oh no, yeah, and it just sticks. And it's like certain movies you watch, and then like you're going, I'm just gonna go read a book. I'm gonna go and just this, it's not icky gross, but you're just like, nothing else is gonna have that roller coaster all in your head.
Yeah, and then if the horror of the thing doesn't get to you, say the other aspect of this is it's very it's just very, it handles the concept of dying and like accepting people around you dying and things like that in a really good way, because I've seen people kind of complain about this movie for two reasons. One, it's not scary enough, because there's no jump scare, like this isn't going to startle you, it's supposed to just kind of get into your head and
this isn't scary if you're watching on your phone or if it's on while you're eating. It's
right.
You need to sit and watch it.
You got to allow yourself to live in the reality of this movie for a little bit. And the other complaint I see is that it's directionless, which I kind of understand, but at the same time, I think that it has to be that way because of the documentary framing. Yeah. It's just revealing things to you as the movie is discovering things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the camouflage to it.
Yeah,
if it was actually like right to the point, it wouldn't be a documentary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if you come into this, don't be expecting big jump scares or anything, but you can be expecting just really well written characters. The dad in this I love so much. Mm-hmm. The way, so there's a conflict between him and the mother because she couldn't bring herself to see the body. Mm-hmm. And the dad even says, like, you know, she stayed in the car, I went in, and that was a big mistake because when she starts showing up in these photographs and she starts showing up with my favorite character, Bob Smeat, who's the guy who was taking a picture out near the lake where she drowned, and he also sees Alice in the photographs. Turns out later that was the brother dressing up in her clothes. The brother's kind of a weird. Yeah. There's something weird going on there. But I forgot where I was going with that thought.
You said the guy's name.
Bob Smeat.
Bob Smeat.
Yeah. No, I was talking about.
Go ahead and figure out.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. So the characters are done really well. The dad. When they start seeing the photographs and stuff, the mom is like, "Oh, she's still alive. Like my husband messed up. She's still alive." And she is so convinced of that to the point where they end up exhuming the body. I think that's the right word. To do a DNA test on it, and they do confirm, oh yeah, that's Alice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little moments like that, like where it's just like it's so real, and it's like, man, because the dad even starts to second guess himself. He's like, oh, I did make a mistake, and it's like now because the mom wasn't able to bring herself to identify the body, now she's convinced herself that Alice is still alive. Now she's convinced her family that Alice is still alive.
Yeah.
And now they have to relive, you know, finding out that she's not still alive. And it's just like, it's so heartbreaking. And it's like, you can't really blame anybody because like 100%, this is probably where my mindset would be too if I was in that situation.
Trying to find some hope, a little hint, a little
exactly.
thread. Yeah.
Exactly. Especially, when you don't get that closure. But yeah, anyways.
Well, I always thought, just to before we move on, I thought the when you any kind of ghost movie where it's a documentary about ghosts, right? If you have if a ghost is on the video, that would change the whole world. If we actually had proof of a ghost. I love the bits in this one where, because the brother does his little, you know, it's a TV crew kind of thing. They're doing, so he does his little dishonesty. Mm-hmm. You could watch this thing and be, because the ending is very clear, I think.
Yeah.
But you could almost go, oh, in this documentary, maybe it's also, that's a lie too. And that's, so this whole fake movie could be released and people would just go, they dismiss it as being more shenanigans.
Yeah.
But it's like, it just gets around that little, oh, we have proof of the ghosts. Yeah. We have proof of anything, proof of the afterlife. Well, yeah, but you know, they're all lies.
The ending of this, the very, very end is so heartbreaking because they introduce another character who I can only describe as a ghost therapist. I don't know what other better description to give him, but he pretty much does like kind of hypnosis and has people walk through like environments and things. For instance, earlier in the movie, he walks the mom through her own house to her daughter's room. This is right after the daughter had died. And she's just like, what do you see? And she's like, I see her shoes outside of her room. That means she's home. And I go into her room and there's nobody there. It's empty. And then later on, you find out that Alice, the girl who had went missing and drowned, also was speaking with this exact same guy. And you hear her explaining that like, oh, I'm in my room, my mom just walked in and she can't see me. Like you know, it's like the same situation. They're both walking through that same scenario. And kind of like the twist at the end is like, oh, Ellis is still stuck in this house and is still trying to like connect with the family. But it's the ending is done in this such like a, and then the family finally was able to move on and they're moving away and you know, they can move on with their lives. And it's kind of done in like a really happy kind of way. But then the very, very end, it goes back with no commentary. It just presents it to you of all these shots and including the ones that he had manipulated. And you can see that she's actually there in a different part of the frame or like a very quick shot of like at the birthday party. There's like a panning shot and you just see her just for a split second.
Just
and
a little, yeah.
If you go back in the movie, she's there. Like you can catch all these, which I love that so much. Yeah, and it just kind of.
But it's so sad because they're moving on.
Exactly.
And then she's there, and you're like kind of going, but yeah.
And I believe even isn't she even she's like in the window of the
I remember the window shot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
I want to have that framed. You know, that'd be just the most depressing. Yeah.
Yeah. Very upsetting, sad movie, but also very, very good. And highly, highly recommend it to anybody that, really, I mean, if you're into horror movies, which I assume you are, means you're listening to this, and you haven't seen it, I think this is a.
Now we're assuming if you're still watching this, listening to us, you have seen it because we mentioned spoilers.
That's true.
Turn it off. But what we're saying to you is, since you've already seen it, this is one that you can share with other people too.
For sure.
Like we recommend that you go out and bring in more people into the fold.
Yeah.
Because like Lake Mungo should be much better known.
For sure.
I mean, I was embarrassed that I was so late to it. It was like it made so many like top of the year, and it gets referred to so often by people, you know, talking about how to slowly, whenever it mentions A24 and like slow build, they all go, we're trying to be Lake Mungo. And that's why I found it. People refer to it so often. I go, I better find this movie.
Yeah.
I think we should mention or go from this to Relic next, because I think they'd be a good double feature.
Sure.
So our next, and this is not going to encapsulate all of Australian horror or down under.
No, yeah.
Horror.
We just
but we're picking ones that really kind of like that really stood out to us as being like just wouldn't get made in the States. Like you're not going to get $1 million from Disney or $10 or $100 million from Disney to make Lake Mungo, although that'd be really weird to see.
I'd watch it.
I would watch it. Yeah, I'd have a song number in the middle of it. The one we think would really fit real well was one that you recommended to me, Relic. I think I got it pulled up over here so I can get the names on this correctly. Yeah, Natalie Erica James directed it, as well as like co-writing it, and she just did
debut too, right? Her film.
Yeah, as far as like a feature, then she just did. I really liked her Apartment 7A, the prequel to Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, I didn't know that was her. I have not seen that.
I was like watching this and going, oh, this reminds me of that real slow, looking around, and then the environment is out to get you. Not like Evil Dead 2, where the plates are coming to get you, where it's like, oh, this whole room, and I don't want to say Polanski and get, you know, insult the lady.
Yeah.
But it has that, like, you don't trust your senses and stuff. But Relic is sad.
So
crazy sad.
Devastating.
So you have, it was one of those things where, and I wish I had seen this in a theater, because again, the same way that Mungo needs your undivided attention, we're watching it, we keep having to hit pause for whatever reasons, come back to it, and then we're kind of like, okay, I'm getting the whole thing, but then it's the guy in the back. Let's go down. There's a mother, daughter, and then granddaughter. Mm-hmm. So there's the three ages of the same family. The mom, the grandma, older woman, Edna is in her house. Edna, and then Edna's daughter. Looking at the cheat sheets, Kay, which is Emily Mortimer, which I recognize from like the Paddington movies, and then the daughter / granddaughter, Kim.
Sam.
So Sam. I meant to say that. I was testing you. You passed. I didn't quite imbibe enough Red Bull today. It's the sugar-free part. It doesn't give me enough of the power.
Right.
But something's
not sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored. But they want to, though. I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I will. Yeah. But so Edna, something's in the house, and it's moldy and mossy, and she's an older lady, and you don't know what's going on. So then you have the daughter, granddaughter come to the house to find what's going on. Uh,
Edna.
where's grandma? Where's Edna at?
Yeah, because
And
she's
this
sorry.
just goes missing. She's out. No one's seen her for a couple of days.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's the most realistic. It's not The Fugitive. It's not. There's no Tommy Lee Jones trying to find her door to door. Cop comes in. He's very nice. He's like, "How long she been gone?" As she mentioned, going anywhere, and then basically like, "Well, the fruit on the table has gone bad. It happens." So they're in the house, and like they don't even go searching the woods for like a day because you wouldn't get a that kind of hunt. And it's just everyone's kind of saying, "Well, she's probably went somewhere and just passed out and died." This is what happens. And it's just really just slow and painful and sadly very, very true. What's going to happen where then Edna just shows back up and it's, oh, well, now we have to blame that maybe she's failing in her mind. And now it goes with all the things of what happens when someone gets to a certain age, which is weird that like our country's worse in America, but in Australia also happens there too.
Yeah, I was thinking that too when I was watching this. Like, it's weird how relatable this is from an American perspective.
100%. It's like we're looking at, okay, when grandma gets a certain age, we put her in a home. I was surprised I was the same term for it. I thought that Australia have a different term for it. But in a home, and then it's the daughter who's now she's guilt ridden with the having to put her mom there, and then the granddaughter is like, well, let's see what she wants, and it's just all this. It is this whole dissection of like responsibility versus grief versus having to come up with, well, we haven't spoken that well, we haven't been that close in a long time. What do we do then? And the responsibility of going, okay, I have to make the decisions for you. Meanwhile, Edna's not all there, and it comes off as
she comes and goes, which is also very realistic.
Very in and out of like a dementia, of whether it's an Alzheimer's or if it's just like a Parkinson's kind of thing. They come back and they're like, okay, now I want to do what's right for her. I do what's right for me, and it's this. It's a really, and it's one of those movies where if it wasn't a horror movie, if you lit it differently and a different score, it would be a very compelling drama, you know?
Yeah.
And then you see these little shadows in the background walking around. And I kept having to hit pause just to go, get the dog out. And I'm like, okay, is this going for supernatural or is someone in the house? Is it a home invasion movie? And I like the fact that this is one of those ones I went in out absolutely blind, didn't watch a trailer.
Perfect.
I trust Spitzer to not have it be it's not a propaganda movie. And we're going through and we're watching it. And then at the end, again, we're past spoilers here. It's a very, very well done movie.
I will say if you haven't seen it, legitimately stop watching and go. Yeah. It's worth it. And it is one of those movies that it doesn't explain to you what's going on for a long time.
Which is what I love about even when it does explain it at the end.
Yeah.
I'm like I like the fact that it didn't tell us the whole thing, which is probably why we're putting all of the Australian movies together and not an American film, because the thing they have in common is they don't feel the need to tell you how it is, what the whole story is. At a certain point, you find out that when Edna was missing, she was just in the house. So, and while she was gone, we hear these weird noises. Is someone in the house? Where you don't know what's going to be. And then the daughter goes off to try and find her time, the granddaughter, to go around the house to find whatever she's doing. And she gets lost in the house, and you realize that the room she goes through sees a shape, goes to investigate because that's what people do.
Right.
And then the rooms keep getting smaller. The door she came through disappears. And it's not done like, oh, it just dissolved to a wall. You turn around and then she's lost in the house, but she's like, I know the door was there, but this hall looks just like this hall. Exactly. And there's mold everywhere, and she's not want to touch anything. And it's just the rooms keep getting smaller. But then it cuts to downstairs where you have cheating. Edna and Kay are downstairs coming home from like one of the Kay had gone and looked at the nursing home just to put her in.
Sure.
So they're in the house upstairs cheating. Sam can hear her. They're in the house, but she's just trapped up there. And it's just those things of like, that's really, really, it's almost like a Alice in Wonderland where the rooms are small and then she's getting bigger.
Yeah.
It was really, and it took its time because like she's upstairs for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And you're like, she should be freaking out. And they come back to her. She is freaking out.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, I don't want to, this is one I don't want to tell the ending of it, because at this point we haven't said what it is, but it does fall into my favorite thing that it's usually genre stuff does, but it's also in other movies when the audience and the characters have an emotional attachment. It's not just the craft of the effects guys. It is the storytelling that makes you have these huge feelings for a hunk of plastic or rubber or silicon.
Yeah.
There's a bit of the ending here where it is a absolute work of art, and animatronic.
Yes.
And it's just, I can keep it very vague, but it is a character. It's an effect.
I think it's more cute than I think they want me to think.
Oh, I think it's supposed to be adorable.
Really?
But it's also, if you look at in the context of the film, it's sitting there and it's not cute as in like, oh,
right,
it's the Muppets. It is like there's a face to this effect. I'm now gonna ruin it.
Yeah. But
it's such a character that you'll have tears in your eyes as the character is talking to or with this hunk of rubber. And it's I dare you to have more emotion. This is like I love like what can E.T. when you're a kid. E.T. on the shelf is a hunk of rubber, but because the movie's made this connection to it, and relative to the same thing, this could be a scary monster, but because of the acting and the way it's shot and the way you've had an hour and a half getting this point, you have tears in your eyes, and it's the saddest thing.
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing that these movies, like with an R2D2, it's a big piece of aluminum, but because of the whole thing around it, you love that big piece of aluminum.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, this ending was one of those that we got into it, and then that last hour, I'm like going, like, is this done yet? Because I'm getting uncomfortable. I don't like this. The mold is icky and gross. And then the very end, I'm going, no, don't end. I want a happy ending. I want some magic kind of thing, and I don't know what it means. I looked it up online after we're done, and I'm kind of happy that it didn't say, oh, by the way, at the end, this is brought to you by, I didn't get that kind of closure, and it's with me still. I'm like, oh, they haven't said what it is, and I kind of like to have my own. Probably wrong.
Yeah, it is. It's weirdly kind of abstract, but at the same time, when you've gone on this journey with these characters and everything, you kind of understand, and it clears your sinuses. It kind of hits you like a brick. It's just like, oh man. But it's also it's devastating, but it's also like really beautiful and kind of hopeful a little bit too.
Very, very, yeah.
Because a big theme of this is abandonment, and like, from the perspective of it's an interesting movie because it's done through the perspective of Kay and Sam for the most part. But they're also experiencing what Edna is with the house changing and the doors getting smaller and things. It's actually something I saw. It's hard not to compare this to the Babadook.
Oh yeah. No, movie.
Yeah, and in the Babadook, it's all kind of from one perspective, one character going through this, this metaphorical horror with her dealing with the trauma of losing her husband. In this movie, it's not just one person experiencing this; everybody is, and it's exactly how it would be in a family dynamic like this. Like, sure, Edna's the one that is getting lost in her own home because of whatever ailment, but Sam is also experiencing that, and Kay is also experiencing some of the horrors and things, and I love that it's about more than just like, it's about everyone's perspective. Like, everybody gets you get to relate yourself to every character in this movie. This movie actually reminds me a lot. This is kind of way out of left field because tonally way different, but the movie X, where it's like, this is like horror for old people in a weird way. It's definitely a better way to word that, but like, but yeah, like, because X, a big thing of that movie is like the horror of losing your like sexual appeal or just your sexuality in general with age.
I'm way past that.
But yeah, so I find that really interesting. I think that there is a lot of room for horror when it comes to getting old and getting up there in years, and it's not exploitative at all. It's not like, no. As much as I love Bubba Hotep, that's kind of exploits the whole gimmick of getting old and being horror. This is respectful. Yeah.
And this is like a study in it, but yeah, it's definitely like a treatise on getting old, and then and then not only seeing that you're getting old, but also that you're going to follow your mother in this case into getting
Mm-hmm.
old, and then the granddaughter's going, oh, my mom's next, I'm right behind her.
Like you were saying, it's not exploitative. It's done in a very tasteful way, and it's just I love the metaphor of how it's a essentially the ailment is depicted by mold,
Mhm.
and it's throughout the house, and then eventually it starts infecting like actually Edna's body.
Mhm.
And I just love that metaphor so much, and like the way that it's shot and everything. Um, it just feels like very personal to the filmmaker as well. Like I don't think somebody could make this movie without um having been touched in a negative way by like
Yeah.
that kind of a situation.
Yeah, this isn't like a work for hire. This movie's made by people who experience this kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and it's very it's just a very just darkly beautiful movie. Also super scary.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
There-
scene with the under the bed stuff
yes, that's what I was talking to you
was
about.
absolutely textbook. Just, and this is no spoiler here at all. You have Edna's in the bed, and it's kind of reversed a little bit. So then the mother character, which is her daughter, is coming in to like basically quote unquote tuck her in,
Mhm.
and Edna goes, "There's something under the bed," and it's the greatest, most honest line ever.
Yeah.
Just can you look? And then the mom the daughter of her, yeah, okay, and she goes, "You didn't even check."
Mm-hmm.
And then so she has to get down on her knees and pull the blanket up. And I'm expecting like Poltergeist, Toby Hooper's thing. Like I'm going to see like you're waiting, you're set up to see like a clown underneath the bed,
Yeah.
or some big jump scare, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is just in describing it won't ruin it because this is just science right here. This is science. She's under the bed and it's very slow, and then you see underneath it, and there's this just a you can't see it because it's dark, and it's one of those things where it's just perfect.
Yeah, it's
She's looking
just
underneath.
there.
My mom's being kind of mean. I'm gonna look. I'm just gonna like be nice to her. What the and just a little bit of you see a movement.
I think it like whatever the figure is, like it kind of inhales almost.
Inhaled, or like
Yeah.
a shoulder would move, or whatever it is, and you've been looking at it the entire time, and you realize it's been there this entire time, and as that little bit of movement happens, a book drops on top of her, and it's just, and then it's just, and it's super, and it's a jump scare, it's allowed, but it's not. No one grabs you by the face. It's not a cat jumping out. It's absolutely earned, and it's just because it's under the bed.
Yeah.
It is the creepy thing down there. It is basically it's a cat. It's a book gets dropped down her, and then she's mad, and it's like the mom's going, "What are you talking about?" And it got me so hard. I mean, it did a very good job of getting me. It went hard and it got me. And I was like, sitting there, I jumped in the couch, and I was like, "Oh!" And again, nothing happened. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to but it's also part of the plot because does the mom, the grandma, know what it was that you throw the book down to distract her? Or did the thing in the house knock the book off to hide? Is it or is it just a scare? And I like to think it was like the mom was like, "Oh, you're getting too close to it," because she's shifted. But yeah,
And in the hands of a less subtle filmmaker, it just wouldn't work at all, because I can imagine this scene being shot where you see when the moment you see her perspective, there being like a music sting or something where it's like, oh, there's something there, but this doesn't do that. It literally is just it's shot so plain. It reminds me of that shot in the Birds of the guy with his eyes all pecked out and stuff.
Yeah.
And how it just kind of just it's just a
Shows
shot of it's just right there it is. But yeah, I love that scene so much. When I was pitching this to Jason, I was like, it's a really dark movie. It's very sad. It's not super enjoyable to watch, but it has one of like my favorite horror sequences, and that's what I was referring to.
That scene, yeah,
under the bed.
Oh, it's such a good scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would even if you would I double feature this with Lake Mungo? No, I'm not a masochist. I wouldn't have anyone watch them back to back. But this is a movie where I mean, Mungo is well active. This is like an actor showcase right here.
Edna
I would Edna top shelf. Yeah.
Oh my lord. Because like we said earlier, there are moments where she's totally fine and cognitive. And then there's other moments where she's just like a lost child, and
Mhm.
it's so you buy it always. It's just like she is so good in this.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
great in it. I
And
mean,
it's not scenery chewing. Well, it's photo chewing, but it's not showing off. It's like she'll be doing a scene, and then in the middle of it, you'll have this little thing behind her eyes, and then she'll like kind of drift, and then
yeah,
come right back and shift, and you're just going, oh,
yeah. You just
that's real.
you
That's
literally
real. That's
see her leave, like
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
like in her eyes. She's just like, oh, there's just nobody there right
yeah.
now. Oh, okay, she's back. Like it's just like it's so well done. I don't even
Mhm.
know how you would even begin to prepare for a role like this.
Well, because how do you know when you're performing that with if you go too much and you just kind of have it be Mark Wahlberg in Fear, where you go from I'm the nice guy next door, I say to your mother, and then scream in the camera. It's
Mm,
not like that. She doesn't just get loud. It's not like and I love Nicolas Cage, but it's
yeah,
not like a big thing. It is a very small, and what gets you is before she shifts, your heart's breaking because in the middle of the shift from being lucid to being kind of lost, you're seeing it happen, and your heart's breaking because you know that she's about to be not there anymore. And
yeah.
it's not when she's already not there anymore. It's you see it happen, then your heart. Oh, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, and then like in her,
Laugh riot. Oh, bring your popcorn. That's so
yeah,
much.
I'm actually glad we covered Relic second and saved what we did for
I
last
wanted
because
an upbeat for the ending. Yeah.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah. Yeah. The last thing I'll say is about the Edna's performance is like she's good at showing the frustration too, because she has these like moments of anger. She gives Sam a ring and then later on forgets that she
Yeah.
gave it to her and thinks that she stole it from her and things like that. And it's just like you really feel it's just like I can't imagine anything more frustrating than like just knowing that you're like losing your cognitive ability
Yeah. Yeah.
and how it just must be it's just so heartbreaking, miserable. Oh, good movie. I highly
Oh yeah.
recommend
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Not a great time, but a good movie.
It's definitely one to, and it's one to savor. It is one that
Yeah.
try if you're gonna watch it when you watch this again. This is we're assuming you've already seen it at this point. A room full of people that haven't seen this. You have to have one person bring the movie. It's not a party movie, but if you can have a group of friends that love good acting, good film,
Sure.
bring this to them and then watch together. Then have a nice like this is like the afterward go to a diner and discuss this one.
Mhm.
You know, 'cause this is the kind of one that where it lands. It'd be kind of fun to it would be fun to sit there and discuss and like over pie.
Yeah.
And go, what did you think about how did this make you feel kind of a thing instead of being like a rock and roll, this is the end of Superman.
Mhm.
Anyway, speaking of Superman, actually not a transition at all. The third film we brought up to be of our Down Under trilogy, The Loved Ones.
Yes.
Okay, this is one that I found like through Fangoria had mentioned it. I had to order a Australian Region 3 DVD. I wanted to see it so bad. It sounded so good. Where'd you see it at first?
I saw it I want to say it must have been college. And I think it was just a friend of mine was just like, "Hey, check out this crazy movie." I went in more than blind. I'd never even seen a frame of it when I first watched this. But yeah, wow, what a movie! And rewatching it now, I watched it a couple days ago for the second time. I hadn't watched it since the first. And leading into it, I watched the trailer because when I was trying to think of which movies would be good to cover, I was like, first of all, I completely forgot this was an Australian movie.
Mhm.
I looked up a list of Australian movies, and it was like at the top of every list. I was like, of course, it's a great movie. But I watched the trailer first, and I I love the way that this movie is marketed because. So, brief explanation of the movie, spoiler free. It's essentially a girl named Lola who is in love with, well, she asks a guy to a dance, and he refuses because he has a girlfriend, whatever. And then so she and her father end up kidnapping him, and
As one does.
yeah, and kind of force him
Good
through
father, yeah.
their right, force him through a night of like their version of the dance for the night.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's the way it's marketed. It's marketed in a way that's just like, oh, it's almost marketed in like a geek revenge movie.
Yeah.
And this is not that at all. this is not like, oh, girl is bullied and so she's getting revenge. It's not Carrie. This is no, this is a deeply disturbed individual who clearly is not interested in anything but just torment. And I love that the vibes aren't, that's not really the vibes with the trailer. At least the trailer I watched, it felt I was like, oh, okay, yeah, right. Girl is in love with guy and the guy is gonna do something to upset her and you know, whatever. But no, it just skips that part entirely. Like, this guy does really nothing wrong. I mean,
yeah, nothing wrong.
Yeah. In this scenario, he does nothing wrong, and yeah, just Lola and her dad are so, like, you don't feel safe when either of them are on screen because they're so unhinged and they're so there's so many little quirks. For instance, maybe, you know, I'm not going to refer to this as a little quirk. Actually, it's a pretty large quirk. But they're seemingly in love with each other.
There's a vein of the dad's going to do whatever he can to make the daughter happy, and including get the guys, because that's the one thing he won't do is what the boys can do. But he's in love with his daughter. He's in love with Lola.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing.
And she is seemingly in love with him if she has the capacity to feel love. I really don't know if that's part of just the game to her, because there's the moment where I think they're like just about to boil his brain and
the Dahmer style.
Yeah, and because you find out that she's been doing this like her whole life pretty much since she was a little girl, which does make me question a little bit, like, was she this manipulative at that young of age, or was the dad just crazy and then she just was raised in this crazy environment? None of that's answered.
I don't want to see a prequel series, but it does make you wonder, at what point did Lola become the dominant figure?
Yeah.
Because the mom's there too, but she's not. She's not.
Bright eyes.
Yeah.
So heartbreaking.
Such a. This is. Oh man. You could, if you swap genders out, as far as finding out the reason, like the boy, is it Javier? I had it here a second ago. Samuels. I don't know if it's Xavier Samuel or Javier Samuel, but he's been a couple of other things.
Sure.
He didn't do anything wrong. He just gets kidnapped because the Lola wants him. If you swap out genders and have it be, you know, just a torture porn that they grab, you know, a girl and tie her to a chair, it'd be boring. We've seen that before. It'd be kind of lame. But the twist of having it be Lola being like the slasher, the serial killer kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Javier is just, it's not that he's weak tied to the chair. He's just nailed to a chair. It's very like chainsaw kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just, it's the kind of thing, I'm not passing judgment here because I really enjoyed this. If you swapped out the genders, it would be really hard to watch. It would just be, it'd be gross. If it just have a guy and his mom, it'd be like Mother's Day back in the 70s, the original Trauma movie, where they tied a girl to a chair and the boy gets in love with her. It'd be like really sick. Whereas here it's really sick, but for some reason it's fun to watch. And it's almost like you are hoping that she gets to, at some level, well, she deserves it because, you know, men are asshole.
Yeah.
Men are jerks. Time note. But yeah, this because this one came out in the midst of the torture porns. It was a little after like Hostel and like Captivity, and it was before the Saws had become like a yearly kind of thing.
Sure.
I remember this thing came out about the same time, roughly, as Carpenter's The Ward and all the boys love Mandy Lane, the Amber Heard thing. So they're all kind of marketed as being like the female empowerment kind of thing. And I remember going in and being absolutely fooled, like you said. Oh well, you know, she gets her justice. No, this is such, and it's such a colorful, and it's in no way pretty, but it is. Oh geez. It's colorful. It is beautifully shot. It is inside like a trailer, a little like a one by kind of a house kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it is the richest. I mean, I'll call it sumptuous and it's bright pink, the formal dress, and he's wearing a tux and a crown.
Hmm.
It is just whereas like the torture porn movies were known for being like the Saw look, where it's all the bleach bypass or the Chainsaw remake back then,
Yeah.
all kind of a yellowed and sort of like subdued. This is bright, and it's there's music behind it, and
Hmm.
she's trying to be happy, and she's making jokes. It just isn't appropriate as a Freddy kind of thing. Um, this is one I've recommended a lot. I bought a copy. I mean, I have my Region 3 version. I bought it again, just to have it on the shelf in case my Region 3 player died, which it did. I
Mm.
bought copies for people to watch because it pops up on like Shudder, then disappears again. So I need to have it on the shelf to lend out to people
Yeah.
because I want this one to get the most eyes on it as possible.
For sure.
The guy that made it just did he did one called Darkly Song or Dark Song. It's on Netflix, is really good.
Okay.
His newest one was the Dangerous Animals, the serial killer using the shark for his victims.
Oh yeah. So you see that.
Any minute now, as we record this, is coming up to Shutter pretty quick. It'll probably when this comes out, it'll be on Shutter, I hope. Um, and just someone who knows movies, and he knows what he takes away your expectations, and he just flips them on you. So things like the crazy dad behind Lola, um, we know what's going to happen, and he's like, "Oh, you think you know what's going to happen?" But she is. Oh, then the ending, and I love the subplot. I'm rambling now because I'm falling
No,
asleep.
there's so much with this movie that
There's so much going on, and I remember from the commentary or an interview, the movie was about like we'll say 15 minutes long, like 45 minutes long, and it's like, oh, that's not going to work. So they go back, and then the Sean Byrne, he adds the scenes where it's another kid at school, another goth girl
yes.
at school, and it's just normal life kind of thing. They're just
Hmm.
going to school, and he's asking her out, and they've got all this kind of trouble, and it wasn't there before. It originally was just Lola and the
And
guy in the house chained to the chair. So it goes back and reshoots all this other stuff, and to me that makes the movie because it has these two
yeah,
parallel stories of awkward high school,
I
and as bad
cannot.
as
Yeah, I cannot imagine this movie without without the B plot.
oh yeah because it would be too much, but even with it there, it's such a great addition because you do see the normal messed up high school life with
Hmm.
the insane high school life, and you're kind of like there's points where you're kind of going, I'm at the formal dance, and I got the girl in the car. I don't know what I'm doing. I'd rather be chained to a chair. At least that guy
Exactly.
was such a this is I hope this gets more eyes on it. It's such a great movie.
Yeah, it's essentially two high school kids just experiencing a nightmare, but like one is a very real
Yeah,
social nightmare, and the other one is actually getting tortured. I would say
yeah.
big recommend to pretty much anybody. If you're a little squeamish, I think the gore does get a little intense at times. The one scene in particular, him getting his foot nailed to the ground,
Mhm.
it's a little hard to watch, but at the same time, that's not the point of that scene. The point of that
Yeah,
scene is
yeah.
not to gross you out, because at a certain point he stops screaming in pain, and just every time that the hammer comes down, he just stares at Lola
Oh, it's such a
defiantly.
yeah.
It's so good, and that's what, again, like, that's why this movie is so good, because that the point of that scene in any other movie, I could see, they're gonna get shots of the feet and
Mhm.
blood and all that, but no, this is like, it's like, yeah, this is, look how horrendous this thing is. Now look at this character's like determination and will.
Yeah.
And that's something that I picked up on this time around, is these two characters, Lola and the main character. I can't remember his name.
Brent.
Brent. They both have this like incredible will to live.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's kind of teased a little bit early on. So another kind of wrinkle in this, the plot, is the movie opens up with Brent and his father driving. There's a person in the middle of the road, and they swerve, end up hitting a tree, and the dad dies. And the Brent always feels like his mother blames him for it.
Mm.
And she's like terrified of him being in cars, like in general. uh it's just like, it's very, this poor kid is just like going through it. And at one
Mhm.
point he's climbing a rock wall, and he kind of just like lets himself go, and he's holding on by one hand. And you kind of get the sense of like, oh, this is like, I think he's like, what if I just let go right now? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
would that be the worst thing in the world? And while this is happening, his foot slips, and he like scrambles. It's like, when push comes to shove, he doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
And you see that determination through the whole movie with him. of like he's constantly, it's like, man, how is he gonna get up from this? And he does. He gets thrown into the pit with all the zombie boys, and it's just like, and he fights his way to survival. And then Lola also is in the same boat, because at the spoiler alert, at the very end, she gets hit by a car, and that doesn't stop her. Like, she is still like, she's broke. You see her foot's like broken in behind her, and she's still just like crawling towards him, trying to get the revenge. Because at that point, she does feel like she needs justice because Brent killed her dad. She literally, I love that scene where she's just very coldly like, I'm gonna go to your house and I'm gonna stab your mom the way you stabbed my dad now.
This is what we do.
Yeah,
this is literally.
I got nothing.
I didn't
else.
want to, but this is what the cards have been dealt.
Yep. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. We both know it's gonna happen. So I'll see you afterward.
Yeah. It's just so good. It's so and then the way that everything is connected to the A plot and the B plot, because the goth girl that the friend is at the dance with, her brother, I believe, I don't know if it's ever explicitly said, but it's implied that he's one of the ones that Lola
the earlier victims. Yeah.
And the dad is a cop, and there's a scene where she comes home super drunk, the dad's disappointed, like, whatever, and he goes to check on her and she's just crying, and she just says, why can't you find him? And it's just like, oh man, it's like none of this is needed for the plot.
Oh yeah.
But I'm so glad it's there.
None of it goes anywhere. It's kind of like in Lake Mungo, the shot of the cemetery, or the caskets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just there so you feel it, because you've been in this situation where the kids ask the parent, make the pain go away.
Yeah.
And the parent goes, I can't. I'm a cop and all, but that's just the costume I'm wearing. I can't take it away.
Exactly. And
all back full circle. Well done, sir.
Yeah, I will say, way more digestible this movie is than like Mungo. Like, you're gonna be having a good time. There's these like sad moments, but these characters bring a lot of levity to it, and they're all very fun to watch. I love the friends so much.
And you end cheering. It's a stand up and at the end. If you stand up and go at the end of Relic, you've got problems.
Yeah, really, man. Oof.
Like Mungo, she's trapped in the house. She's a ghost. It's not.
No. I love the girlfriend in this tue. I was afraid going into it the second time around, because I didn't really remember too much about the plot, but I was afraid that she was going to be an unlikable character. But no, she's genuinely very sweet. Again, like, none of the people that, outside of Lola and her dad, nobody's really doing anything wrong in this movie.
Right. Yeah. Which is what real life is. I mean, high school kids, they're just, I was one. I was a dumb kid. You're not. They're not the characters from Carrie. They're not John Travolta and Nancy Allen, who are bad people.
And they could have been.
Pig's blood. Oh, it would be easy to do that. It's that's why I think the Sean Byrne guy is going to, have that's like, I can't wait till you watch Dangerous Animals. It's like that too. It's like, oh, he's not the hero. Yeah.
I really love this movie. I think anyone, again, unless you're like really, really against, the torture porn stuff, this is not, I would not put that label on this.
The point of I would not, even though it's got, if any, you can grab a frame from this, the same way that It Follows is not a torture porn film, but there's shots in it that come from that. This is nothing I wouldn't want to watch it with the torture porn. I mean, I enjoy Saw movies. I really like Hostel 1 and 2, but it's not the same kind of thing. It's you don't cheer at the end of those kind of things. The point of it isn't to, you didn't watch something terrible happen. You experienced something terrible happening. So such a good movie.
Yeah. I think there was one other thing I wanted to bring up, but I don't remember what it is, so it probably wasn't that important.
This is the one where if you go to our socials, I would like to see if anyone who's seen Loved Ones and what people have if you have recommended to people, what they've told you. Have they judged you? Oh, yeah, when you tell people to watch the Loved Ones, because I mean, if you're watching Relic and if you're watching Lake Mungo, they're going to say, hey, that was good or not. But if you recommend the Loved Ones to someone, you have to trust them to know who you are. So.
Yeah, I was even no, not truly, but when I brought it up to you, I was like, this is either a movie that like you've seen and you love, or you never heard of. And I was glad to see that it was the first, and that we were so immediately just like, okay, yeah, we're talking about that movie.
You get a list of films. I'm going, we're doing that one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good smorgasbord.
I think it's good. But the Australian, we kind of noted that the Australian films, they don't have to be made to sell to an audience. They don't have to be made to hit the four quadrants. It's like if you look at them, we could have gone into Rogue. We could have gone into like Wolf Creek and stuff, where they don't have to be crowd pleasers. But I think the three we picked are like they're just such a unique. It's like over there they realize that there's a million movies where the bad guy gets it at the end, or it was the cat the whole time, or it was a ghost, or the kind of a clap kind of thing. Like their whole bread and butter, their whole shrimp and the Barbie is to make something different. So their whole point is to make something that you haven't seen before. And these are three very you haven't seen them. I haven't seen any of these things before. And even when I have seen like a version of it, like Loved Ones, you think you know what we're going to do, and then we're going to sit here and put a drill into your forehead.
Yeah.
In a happy way. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, another thing these movies all have in common, along with Bring Her Back and Talk to Me, which we talked about last week, is just Australian horror movies know how to make really, really good characters that you just want to watch, you want to root for. And yeah, obviously that's not unique to Australia, but it's just an interesting thing that I've noticed, a theme throughout these last 5-ish movies that we talked about. Is like they all have very, very good characters, very realistic, and it really makes it. There's just a weird invisible coat of paint on top of Australian movies for me, where it's just like, man, you're really good at just making me really upset about what you're about to put your characters through.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that that description of like, yeah, they're not making this movie for a specific audience or anything. They have a story to tell, and they're gonna tell it, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Good stuff right there. And then next week, it may not be good stuff. We're hoping it's going to be good stuff. Yeah. We'll have a guest on.
Our first guest.
Who might remain anonymous because of law. We'll be diving deep into Velocipaster.
Yeah, another classic.
It's basically... I don't want to talk about it. You haven't seen it, have you?
I have not seen it. I've seen the first 10 minutes.
I'm looking forward to your take on it. It is far more of a movie than I thought it was by the title. I dismissed this movie 5 years ago or 4, whenever it came out. I heard the name. I thought that sounds like garbage.
I'm impressed you even heard of this movie.
It was something that my son and a friend of his saw. Oh, we have to watch this, and I don't know why, because they hated
that age.
Well, because and my kid hated Sharknado. I'll discuss this next week.
Sure.
So the high concept of two half words put together. So when this is brought to my attention by someone who was like, "Oh, you've got to see Velocipaster," I go, "I bet you I don't." And then he revels in it, our guest, because I was wrong. I dismissed it, and it's definitely worth watching. I'm going to wait to next week to have you discuss this.
Yeah, I like the idea of us having guests on that just like pitch a movie to us, and we're like, all right, well, we'll watch it.
And it's got to be something they love. I don't want. We're not going to beat on something that's terrible. But our guest wanted me to watch this because he goes, it's really pretty good. Yeah. And I'm like, you usually only bring things that smell like feces. And he was like, no, this is actually really good. So you're gonna like this. So we're gonna watch this.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been kind of itching to get, because we've been talking about doing this episode for a few weeks now. And I've been itching to get it going, because I like I said, I watched the first 10 minutes of this movie and I was like, okay, this is there's something here. There's something.
This is deliberate. This is I kept saying this is something. There's something to say with this one.
Yeah, I would say it, just based off the first 10 minutes, it feels more like what's that movie, Kung Pao Chicken?
Yeah,
it feels more like that than it does Sharknado.
Oh yeah, 100%. More like the Astron 6 and the editor stuff. All right.
Yeah,
I'll say it for next week.
Yeah, we got so excited. All right. Yeah, but until then, we're going to you can check us out on all socials at hold on, I cannot, I don't know why, but I cannot say the abbreviation of this show unless I'm looking at it. Probably the dyslexia. Yeah, so you can Follow us everywhere, pretty much everywhere, at TDMMVI pod. Yeah, T. I don't know why it's so hard. Did I make a mistake? I made it so hard. TDMMVI pod. That's it. That's not that hard at all. And then there's also TDMMVI pod at gmail.com if you want to write us in anything. I like the call to action to let us know if you have recommended really any of these movies.
Any of these, yeah.
What's been the response has been positive, negative, because I think Lake Mungo would be interesting to hear about too, because that is such a movie that I don't think is for everybody, but I think everyone could enjoy it if they give it a chance. But yeah, until next time, I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm Jerry Lees.
And this has been The Devil Made Me View It.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.